does
Heat
sound
Sky.
weird. It's just wordy.
Blue Heat.
Blue, I don't know. We need a name for that. Also joining us, Saucy Takes, Coach Lu. What's up, my man?
What's going on? What's going on? The beam is lit. The vibes are there, I guess.
The vibes are immaculate. Shams is a sham. Jimmy Butler with the all-time troll today by putting his braids Phoenix Suns orange. Maybe the funniest thing of the day when everyone yesterday was, even Brady Hawk tweeted, man, Jimmy's totally going to dye his braids fucking yellow, orange tomorrow. And lo and behold, he played great. The Heat effort was there. You would not know that there are any trade rumors. Alf, Dru Smith has changed the season.
Wait. You said Jimmy played great?
I thought he played with effort. I thought he played well. I thought he was
active.
active.
I mean, he wasn't terrible, but
I thought he was good. You didn't think he was good?
I mean,
I
don't know how many times he did the
he was 3 of 8.
Run under the rim and pass it out, and
he was plus 16. You're kind of right. Everyone's like, you're kind of, yeah. They're like, he's kind of mid. Maybe a 2 in the sauce. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly Dru Smith saved the season. That's all I'm here to say.
Not just Dru Smith, Niko Jovic tonight. Like,
he saved the day, but Dru, he saved the season.
No, see, Dru saved us from Terry. Okay, so if you look at
all that matters,
that's the greatest evil.
What is that, like 2 games ago? Like Dru came in for Terry in the second half, or not? He came in before Terry. He replaced Terry as Duncan's backup, and then tonight I'm like, please. In our chat, G, I was like, please, for the love of God, if they put Jaime in over Jovic after that first half, and lo and behold, Jovic came in before Jaime, before Terry. So I mean, Dru and Jovic right now are saving us from heavy Jaime and Terry minutes.
I want to give huge credit to Niko because he stayed ready, played great, probably his best game of the season, frankly. Lu, I really liked his minutes at center today. And I think ultimately, like, I think from day one, and I think maybe Spo rushed this, he wanted him to play backup center for them more than power forward. And he played a little bit of both today, but Lu, I thought his minutes at center were great. I think that ultimately, at the end of the day, yada, 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 that's where they want to go in a playoff game, a guy like him at center. And if today was any indication, I know Toronto is not Cleveland or Boston, looking good.
No, I mean, realistically, I think Niko's been good off the bench this year. Like, I don't get why the leash was so short for him to begin with. Like, he had 2 of his better games. As soon as he got benched, he played 31 and 30 minutes. And then the next game, when everybody kind of came back, he was the forgotten guy. He was on a short leash. I'm just happy that today he was given the same leash that Jaime is typically given. And I think it should be that way going forward. I think his minutes today at the 4 were good. He got into rhythm. Then when they asked him to fill in for Kevin Love at the 5, I thought those minutes were good too. Like, I just think Niko was impactful. He found his way, got to the free throw line 7 times, got to work on hitting those, but he hit both of the 3s he shot today. So, like, regardless, you can tell, like, he's just somebody who, like, he needs playing time. This can't be the guy we're squeezing out and just pulling and plucking as soon as something goes bad. There's other guys that should be the case for. But for Niko, like, he's our second youngest player on the team. He should be getting some of these runs.
Honestly, Lu, my girlfriend said the same thing. She says this guy needs to play every game.
That was so forced.
Yeah, but he was really good today. Like, I thought he played good without the ball. I thought he's been so much better attacking closeouts now, understanding space, playing a little bit more physical, getting to the bucket, like providing just a different layer to the offense. Like, he was plus 25 today. Like, he was one of the biggest reasons, him alongside Dru Smith in that second quarter. We were down 14. It was 43-29. The team looked like they didn't want to be there.
It was Niko and Dru, and more Niko than anybody. You know what was 100%. Funny, Lu? Like, I was watching that first quarter into the second quarter. We were down, 14, 16 points.
14 points.
And I was like, man, they really could use some size out there. And in my head, I'm like, well, Khalil, whatever, he's not ready. They refuse to play Love and Bam together. I'm racking my brain. Like, where are they going to find the size? oh, the 7-foot motherfucker that's just been sitting on the bench all season. Like I forgot Niko was even an option. And like they really, and like, you know me, I'm not like this big. You need 2 centers out there. I'm not the guy about size and everything. But you watch them just get beat up inside. You watch the fact that like even guys like Jimmy and Haywood weren't offering any kind of resistance. Like you needed some big bodies inside. You needed some rebounding. And I don't think Niko's much of a rebounder, but that size, it kind of translates all over the court. Like when you have a guy like Bam and you got a guy like Niko, both there, 6'9", 7 feet tall, like it just makes a difference. It makes an impact. And I think that's when the game turned, when it just wasn't a layup line to the rim all game. And then you also saw when it wasn't a layup line, what happened? They started rebounding better. And they were talking about on the broadcast. This is the 4th game in a row the Heat have out rebounded another team by double digits. Like this Heat team that couldn't grab a rebound for the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yep.
Like I think a lot of that, like Crotty and Eric didn't know what to attribute that to. I think it's the fact that the defense is a whole lot better. They're playing in the half court and they're able to get more rebounds that way.
No, yeah, I thought their pacing was great today. Like you said, just having Niko out there. Oh my God.
Second, that just said, you notice when E. Reed started laughing after he said Dick Brick. Did that happen?
It didn't happen.
Bro,
listen, this is where I miss Brass because he would have found that clip that.
Eric Reed is on an all-time run. Did you hear what he said about Jamal Shed or Davion Mitchell? He's like, or no, it's about Dru Smith. He's like, that man is pesky and just harasses you like your mother-in-law. I was like, what are you saying?
That's a Haitian mother-in-law. Can you say that?
Jesus Christ. I mean,
dude, no, he had another one where Kelly did the Kelly keeper and like he like missed or had to turn over and he goes more like the Kelly sleeper. I was like, wow.
The mother-in-law defense took me out. I had to explain it to my dad. My dad was like, "Oh, it makes a lot of sense."
No, I forget what he called. I don't remember what exactly he said, but he basically called like RJ Barrett a beautiful disaster or some shit by the end of the game. It was so ridiculous. I was like, holy shit, man. Like,
yeah. Last game it was the Terry, tween, tough shot, brick, and he's like, well, that's Terry Rozier for you. This man is unhinged, and I am here for it. The best part, our MVP is Eric Reed tonight.
Honestly, just all-time run by E. Reed. Quick shout out, by the way, Ryan Spravero, sub the Prime, been 38 months. He says, I'll take these wins however we can get. And I want to give a quick shout out to our YouTube audience. We're live on YouTube. It's not something that we do. We're live on YouTube now for every post-game show and every podcast. So welcome live to the YouTube live crew. And we have Ray Blanc, who gave a super chat. So thank you so much for the support. And he says, love to see you guys back on YouTube live. What happened to the rest of you? Forgot the dude who used to drink the monkey shoulder bottle. Moose was being annoying on the pod the other day. He's suspended again.
One time.
Listen, first of all, like Moose, get your fucking mic together. Holy shit!
You want to talk about an all-time stinker? I mean, that pod.
The Terry Rozier of mics.
Brian was doing math live on air. Just bad decision by us. Lou were fine. Frankie was fine. I had no control of the show, and Moose's mic sounded like a Fisher-Price toy.
No, I'll tell you what the biggest problem with, and we'll get back to the game. The biggest problem with that episode is like none of you guys sounded like Heat fans. Like there was no emotion. God, there was no emotion. There was no like. It felt like there was like no love for the team, no appreciation for what Jimmy's done.
You're
like,
right. It was bad.
Sometimes, but you were just so weak with it. Like
it was bad. It was just not our best. It was not our best work.
I was listening. I was like, is this a Heat fan pod or is this Locked On?
No, chat's right. Somebody said, gee, that show was legendary in the sense that it was the worst podcast episode I've listened to. I'm not going to lie. We ended the show and we all said, you know what? Not our best work. Like we
so
knew it.
Bad.
Literally, we went off air and we all were like,
"There's only meeting after the show, guys. It's okay."
We knew it too. After the show, we're like, you know what?
It was like the C-SPAN version of Heat Beat. It was so bad. Like I felt like I was watching like parliamentary proceedings and like
somebody said I thought it was.
It was not our best work. I mean,
Like you should have just you should have broadcasted a roll call vote, and it would have been more entertaining. So fucking bad. Anyway, back to the game.
Musa said the Sioux Falls after that pod.
What happened to Bam in that fourth quarter?
Nah, they were done.
Huh?
I mean,
was it just that okay, we got this in the bag. I'm going to come out with confidence.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. I feel like Bam just plays so much better when he doesn't have the pressure to be good. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like he's just so when Bam plays, like he's at a like at an open run and he's just tween like he has like I don't know, just a little bit more swagger to him. He was cooking, but aside that fourth quarter was nice. Hopefully it carries over. He got to the rim a couple times there off the dribble.
All of a sudden it looked like, oh, Pirtle can't guard me. Of course he can't, motherfucker. Like, what have we been doing for the
surprise?
I swear to God, Pirtle looks like prime Tim Duncan against us. Like the motherfucker cannot miss. Like just turn around hook shots. Like, I mean, looking like Kareem out there. And like finally in the fourth quarter, Bam's like, oh, he's just a slow-footed white dude. Let me try something. Like he was just throwing him on the ground, like shooting threes. Like I'm like, where were you all game? What the fuck?
I gotta be honest. This is one of those games where you look at his stat line and he was 21, 16, and 5, and he was only a +7. I think that +7 tells more of the story than the other stuff. Because like other guys on the team, I mean, Jimmy was +16, Tyler Herro was +30, Dru Smith was +14, Jovic was +25. Those are the guys that like impacted the game and really turned it around when they were down a lot.
I will say that there was a lot of times where at the beginning of the game, RJ Barrett was just like first quarter was just running over Haywood, running over Jimmy. Like Haywood was really bad for large portions of this game
where he's not been his best.
And a lot of what happened to RJ Barrett is because of Bam. Like let's put that out there. Like you're saying he didn't impact the game that much. A lot of like RJ Barrett like just turning into a turd like for the most of the game.
And I want to be clear. I mean offensively because that's
fine. Wasn't his best first half offensively. I thought he picked it up, but defensively I thought he was good. And for Highsmith it was vice versa. I thought his offense, like at least his perimeter shooting it's been pretty good. Today his defense wasn't the best. I don't know. I just think
Haywood made a lot of bad decisions with the ball,
and so did Duncan. Duncan had like 4 turnovers in a row.
It was either a fantastic assist or into the third row. It was the weirdest Duncan Robinson first, and then I don't think he hit a single three. Everything was layups at the rim. Which where the hell did that come from? The passing was just so unlike him, just throwing the ball all over the place. He had a bad game. I thought Haywood had a subpar game. Terry was Terry, so he was shitty. Jaime actually wasn't terrible, but like Jaime was put into spots where he could be successful, like just short runs, short bursts, a lot of stuff like going to the rim, not a lot of ball handling responsibility, which I think has been really, really hurting him. Like he's not a ball handler. And I think Dru Smith in the lineup has really helped that because like Dru Smith is actually really, really secure with the ball. And Jaime hasn't had to, go out there and pretend to be a point guard when he obviously isn't.
Dru Smith is having
-18 today, by the way.
Yeah. He, a lot of those minutes were with. Anyways, we digress. But Dru Smith is having like a Gabe Vincent type of like career run here. Realistic, like
Bond has said. I mean, Bond has said like, and I had this conversation with Bond the other day. That and she's like, I see him on a Gabe trajectory like for his career, and I know that she's liked him for a while. I was like, I don't see him having the pick and roll chops or the pull up jumper.
No, I'm not talking about.
But she's like
the game.
I think he can, and she's like, I think he's gonna develop that, and I think like Gabe came in a really shaky finisher and a really shaky shooter, and he really, really kind of cleaned that up. And I mean, Dru had a couple of really nice finishes. There was one, I don't know if you guys saw, it was like after a whistle where he like kind of like was on one leg, fell forward and like finished after a whistle. I was like, I can't believe that dropped. Like, you kind of see the development in real time with him.
I mean, there's a couple of times he finished in traffic and he obviously got fouled. And And I will say, like, to your pick and roll handling point, like his ball handling, like I've been impressed. Like he's not he's one of the few guys on the floor right now. If you put full court pressure, I'm not worried about him. Like basically him and Jimmy, and that's it.
He's a little like Bano, where like you kind of trust when he's on the ball. He's gonna settle. I know it's your boy.
Heat lifer, Ben.
Settle.
Just rock solid.
Just a dog.
You know, I tweeted about all the mistakes the Heat made along the way since LeBron left. That's the one that they got right. I love that guy.
The Beto's a dog. God. Yeah, I mean, Dru Smith kind of reminds me of like a nice little mix of like Gabe Vincent, and I think he has a little bit of PJ Tucker to his game because he's really good at setting screens too. Like I know Gabe was, but he's just a little bit bigger.
He's a as Eric says a pit bull point guard. He's
been one of the reasons, like we talk about, Bam defending Barrett. One of the reasons was like Dru Smith is just pesky as a help defender. Like he digs really well. He doesn't overhelp, but he helps just enough. Like he's been doing his role to a T. And honestly, I think January 15th or something is when we can fully commit to him as a full-time, like standard contract player. But I think that's going to be the case. I think when the time comes around, they're going to convert him and they're just going to get somebody else on.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
and he deserves it. And he deserves it.
I mean, right now, if they weren't like, I know Love right now is basically the sixth man because he's the first guy off the bench, because that's just because Bam gets a rest early. He's their sixth man right now. He's their backup point guard. He should be. I think he played more minutes than Terry tonight. If he did
34, second most minutes on the team.
I mean, I think he played about. That's like Duncan and Haywood combined tonight, right? Like this guy, he's definitely getting a full-time contract. Like, and he deserves it. He absolutely played his way into it. Like nobody. I mean, listen, chief amongst us. Like I didn't give this. I was pissed when they re-signed him. Like,
oh, me too, bro. We let him fucking have it.
Killed him.
I didn't think he was bad. I thought we had better options. But I mean, like he's proven, I think, a lot of that fan base wrong. And credit to him. Like, him and Tyler have both been proving everybody wrong this year. And I think
and Terry Rozier in a cosmic sort of way.
Let's be nice today. Gee, we won by 10.
How is he so fucking bad every game? He had 5 fucking points today, bro.
In 25 minutes, like,
you know what, Alf? I want to say something, and I know that you're gonna agree with me. They used to shit on Lowry for having the fucking 3-point game. At least that dude did other things on the court. Terry actively does bad other things on the court. Like, bro, your only fucking job is to put the ball in the hoop. What did
he whiffed? I want to say he airballed. It doesn't make sense. He whiffed on a rebound. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Like, Niko had to come in and grab that shit.
Bro, somebody, Ira, Barry Jackson, somebody, they need to do a story on him stealing rebounds from.
Oh my God, yeah.
It is crazy.
I saw Niko get pissed at him today. I saw when we know what happened with him and Bam the other day.
And Jimmy literally was like, he could have grabbed the rebound. Terry came in front of him and was like, fuck it. Just grab
Kevin
Terry
Love
has to like show he's that one coworker that just needs to show that he's doing something.
Oh,
literally. He sees you struggling. He's like, oh, you're almost done. You're about to finish the task. And he's like, he just puts his hands on it.
Yeah.
Puts his hands on it.
But he's like, I mean, and the thing is, every once in a while, a 3 drops, and you're like,
literally,
it's always in the middle of a run too. and then he celebrates. He's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I got that shit. It's like I'm at the point, like, I'm super happy with the fact that Spo is like, he's actively playing like a rotation that where half the guys you're playing aren't actively hurting you. I feel like he's playing the right guys more than ever, but there's still like 25 minutes tonight of Terry Rozier. He cannot close games.
Once Pell is healthy, it should be his minutes. Like that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like divvy those up between Jovic, Pell, Dru, like whoever. It like realistically, I know that's not going to happen, unfortunately. But like, Terry is the only guy that he had brought in at point guard who has actively tanked like he did it so bad they took him out of the lineup, and then they're like, oh, 6-man Terry, he's gonna have the ball more. He's coming off the bench and he's still standing in a corner. And I applaud Spo for that. That's the reason we're 8-2 in Jimmy's last 10 games. Realistically,
I said it the other day. If Terry didn't get hurt, the Heat would be 4 games under 500 right now.
Yep. They would have still been trying out that same line.
That actually was saved the season. It wasn't Dru Smith. It was Terry's injury. That shit saved.
Anything would have been better. It's just
Jimmy might not be here right now if it wasn't for that. Could you imagine if that report came off on like the heels of a 10-game losing streak?
Listen, now I will like. Do you guys think? Because you know how much I'm Duncan Hive all day long. I still don't love him, and I still don't love that starting lineup with him and Tyler in the backcourt. The hilarious thing was they weren't the ones getting beat off the dribble today.
No,
Haywood.
It was Haywood and Jimmy. They were getting crushed in that first quarter, but I still don't love it. Then the second half, I mean, starting lineup played great, but is it too early? I know it's way too early, but does Niko eventually creep back in there over Duncan?
Nah,
no.
I love that.
You got to do Dru, if anybody.
I would say Dru. To me, it's Dru. You guys know how I feel about Kevin Love in that starting lineup.
Yeah.
And putting Kel'el Ware at the backup 5. But if Niko's going to play backup 5, I don't know. I just, as much as like, they can't change the starting lineup right now because 4 straight. I think they're 7 of their last 8 with this starting lineup. Something crazy.
They're 8-2 since Jimmy returned from injury.
Okay, you cannot change the starting lineup.
Absolutely,
but
yeah.
I do think there's one more tweak to be made, and Duncan with the second unit. I mean, give him those 25 Terry minutes. Like instead of Terry Rozier, let Duncan get those minutes. But yeah, I do think there's one more step to make the starting lineup complete.
So that starting lineup, Alf, it's
sensational so
far. Their
net
net rating is 18. It's almost.
You got to take the Laker game out, man.
Yeah, including Laker game included. Out of lineups who have played 100 minutes, that's the best 5 in basketball right
now. And you're right. You're absolutely right.
That Laker game is doing a lot of heavy lifting,
know, bro. Okay,
and I'm not disagreeing with you.
I mean, Duncan and Tyler together. That's 278 minutes. They're plus 15 per 100 possessions with a 127 offensive rating. That's I know.
I'm probably wrong, guys. I look at it. I'm like, that can't hold up.
and
it's finally working, I guess.
But I guess when you have Bam, Jimmy, and Haywood behind them, like maybe it doesn't matter how bad defensively they are.
No, I think you could still see the struggles. I think what's been carrying this starting 5 is just how much on ball Bam has been and Tyler have been. Tyler's been sensational in pick and roll this year. Like this is the best season he's ever played. Like this is the best stretch of games he's ever put together. Like not even close.
Who?
But Tyler.
Oh no.
Yeah. But Bam being so much of a hub for Duncan and Tyler and us. Literally shooting the shit out of the ball right now because those 2 guys have been on a burner this year, in particular Tyler. It's been helping. Like it helps that starting lineup. I mean, I get why they do it. Is it perfect? No. I do like that they are getting to the guys who are impacting the game. And some of these, like, I think we have a deep team. Like I said it before the season, I'll say it again. Like I think this team is one of the deeper teams that they've had. I don't know if I don't know what their ceiling is. I just know that they have a lot of depth. They have a lot of playable guys. Realistically, like they went 10 deep today. Burks is not a waste of a roster spot like we used to have before. Pell is hurt. Like
forgot he was even here. I'm not gonna lie.
So the team is deep enough, I think. And you're starting to see some of these guys. You just need these guys to get more confidence. But like, all in all, man, they're on a little run right here. They're on a burner. They've been doing their.
Can we see the Tyler 3, Frankie? I think they were. Yeah, the Raptors had cut it to 6. Look at God. That was ridiculous.
gross. Can you run that back? That guy flew.
Yep.
I ain't seen that. That's like what D-Wade did to Eric Snow.
That is ridiculous.
Oh,
And you know what it is, guys? It's like Tyler has just been so timely with shit like this.
oh, that space. Top
Like,
of the key. Got it.
and that's the difference, I think. And like, listen, he's always been like, and the shot clock guy and the quarter guy. Like, he'll pull something out of his ass. But there's just so many times this year the decision making, like the big shots, and it's not big shots at the end of clocks, end of quarters. It's big shots to stop runs, big shots to like. And I used to say this shit so much. Like the Heat have since Goran have not had the guy to get you some relief points every once in a while. Like other teams on a run, or someone cut a lead from 15 to 4 or 15 to 6. Who's just gonna go in there and just get you a quick bucket? And like you feel good about it when they have the ball in their hands. That's become Tyler Herro this year.
It has.
Dude,
Like you feel so good when he has the ball, and even when he's getting to the rim, you feel like he might be the best finisher on the team this year, which is wild to say about Tyler Herro.
I mean, his shooting has been just incredible. I mean, he's been the second deadliest shooter this month.
He's been so impactful. Like second deadliest shooter. I'm done.
Boom, boom.
Was that good?
Yeah, it was pretty.
It was okay.
I give it to you. Free Luigi.
Free Luigi.
By the way,
But-
Tyler's finishing numbers, all climbing. He started off pretty rough. He's at 58% at the rim, which is not very good. But to Al's point, I know that he started off like really bad. Like he was just genuinely like one of the.
but who's
finishers.
better on the Heat this year? I didn't say he was a great finisher.
No,
I said,
what I'm saying is that he's
I said he's the best.
relevant.
he's gotten a lot better because he had a rough start to the season. I believe Dru Smith is the best finisher on the team.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, look at volume.
Yeah.
He's probably like
Duncan's had a good year. I mean, yeah, Duncan's at 62%. That's really good for his position.
Jimmy's still the best finisher, which is good. But just like Tyler scoring 23 points on 13 shots.
Jimmy, by the way, his best finishing season of his career so far.
It shouldn't count. It shouldn't count.
Incredible.
It should not count because all the times he fucking doesn't even take a layup. Like all those should count as misses. All of them. When he's sitting alone under the basket, pump fakes until someone shows up, and then kicks out for a Terry 3, should count as a fucking 3 missed shots right there.
He went from a career low to a career best. It's pretty insane. His 3-point shooting has kind of gone back down to earth after a 40% season. His mid-range shot is about 45, which is like pretty kind of average. It's kind of in line with his career on the higher end. But yeah, man, that's like pretty remarkable.
I was about to say you didn't learn your lesson from the last show, reading numbers.
Yeah, I just got excited.
Just like one number and then you move on.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's on me. I saw some stats. I got excited.
Why don't you start adding all the numbers together? And while we wait.
66, 45, 36.
No, but for real, like Tyler has been such a revelation this year. Like, I think Frankie put it in the chat. Look at this shit. Frankie put it in. Was it Frankie or was it UG that put it in the chat? Like the leap last year, the quote unquote leap when he had, scoring 25 a game on like shitty efficiency, like compared to what's happening this year, and just the all around game. Like this is the leap. Like. And leading a team, like legit leading them in wins, not just leading them whether they win, lose. When you feel like his 25 had no impact on the game, this is so much different this year.
And I think that was Frankie that said that, but I think he's going to be in the conversation for an all-star appearance. I think he deserves it. I think he's been the Heat's best and most consistent player. Yeah, I could say that. I'm going to say that he's been better than Jimmy this season. I think Jimmy's since coming back from injury, Jimmy and him are kind of interchangeable just because how much of Jimmy does on both ends of the floor. Mm-hmm. But I think Tyler has been their most consistent and best player throughout this season. I believe they're half a game behind New York for the 4 seed. The fact that this fucking team of all teams that has just kind of been a nothing but team is a game out of a home seed in the playoffs. He's been great. He has been a much improved finisher. His shooting, the ball handling, the pick and roll, the leadership. That's something that like I think is a little underrated. Is like how he's grown, matured as like a person, how he's handled himself, how he's handled
It's the
kind of these
haircut.
trade room, all of
the
it.
haircut.
The prison cut Tyler. I am so
Skinhead
proud of
Tyler.
him, and it's gonna be a happy day when he makes an all-star team over Jalen Brunson. I'm praying to God.
I mean, he absolutely deserves to be an all-star this year.
He does.
He's the only all-star that he'd have.
Yeah.
Bam. I mean, Bam is coming on lately. I do think his last few games have been so much better. It's been so much more Bam-like, where it doesn't feel like he's pressing, he's forcing shit. Like he's part of the offense. I think, we talked about this before. I think a lot of it has to do with more minutes with Duncan, where he's just a lot more comfortable. And then you start seeing the Tyler and Bam 2-man game is actually working pretty well.
Yeah.
Which we've been asking for a minute.
Hey man, he has almost identical numbers to Jalen Brunson as a scorer. And Tyler's just been a really lethal shooter. Their percentages are pretty equal. That's going to be more of a toss-up than people think. And that's a guy that people viewed as was just going to be a perennial all-star since he got into New York. And Tyler is going to be in that
Jalen has a
conversation.
stupid face too, so
I don't like him.
100% agree. But Tyler's second in the NBA in 3-pointers made. Like that's the leap.
Crazy.
That's the leap. He's only behind Anthony Edwards, and he's taken 19 less threes than Anthony Edwards. Please read
Anthony Edwards. Did you guys see that game the other day against the Warriors? Oh my God, he was horrible. I've never seen such a bad game from a guy. I've never seen a good player single-handedly lose a game for someone.
I think Frankie has the Terry stealing rebounds clip.
Frankie, do you got it?
10 points and 9 rebounds, a season high. Bam with a block.
Oh, that was great.
Dude, that's what the fuck? Look, he's I'd be pissed. Bam is right. I would be mad. For you, Frankie, please run that back. Frankie, I muted it for copyright. Dude, that was incredible. They get a stop. Bam is going for the rebound.
Like, what are you doing?
Fucking shit, that shit.
I'm so happy that everybody hates him, it feels like.
Bro, they used to say that everybody hated Kyle in the locker room. I never saw that I never fucking saw that. That's all I'm going to say.
They treat him like Mario Chalmers.
Bro, they treat him like Chalmers, except I actually think they don't like him.
I think so, too. They treat him like Chalmers, except I actually think they don't like him. I think that's very accurate.
Dude, at least like Rio had like people's respect. You know what I mean?
And on today's episode of Presented by Robinhood, we're gonna do bearish or bullish with myself.
So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Alf. My page just refreshed.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's go to the plays.
How did you hold that? Wait a second.
Look at Dru Smith.
Is he the best lob thrower on the team?
Let's not go that far.
Let's great value.
Who's a better lob thrower on this team?
Duncan Robinson.
Somebody
Niko.
please clip Lou's face. I need to see what happened. Somebody on Twitch or YouTube, please clip what happened with Lou. I'm dying to see. God, that's so funny.
Look at this lob. Look at this lob.
That's the
right,
best lob thrower on the
Duncan's the
team.
best.
Get out of my face.
Duncan's the best.
And then Pelle Larson, number 2, and then Dru Smith.
I love this pass, too. This was a nice pass.
Look at Niko getting out on the break, doing things that he's good at. I'm so happy.
Drew actually got him killed here.
He did.
That pass wasn't that good.
It wasn't.
He floated
It
that
wasn't.
bitch
That's a
too
great
much.
pass from Bam.
Yeah, I love Bam's outlet passing this season. It's been great.
Dude, in the Cleveland game, he had a few
Look
that
at-
I thought were really impressive.
Look at the bench, too. Look at Tyler on the bench in that clip. He was fucking the most excited player on the court.
Dude, I gotta be honest with you, and we could do All-Stars next week, or it's probably too early, probably in January.
Drew thought Niko could dunk. Absolutely.
I just really this is like my thing this year. I really want Tyler to make it.
He deserves it. This is the best he's ever
Has
looked.
Tyler done a 3-point shootout before? I think he has, right?
He lost. I think he did.
If he makes the All-Star team, he should do it.
Yeah, maybe he'd win this one.
I gotta be honest with you. Fuck it. And the skills contest. Fuck it. Send Dru Smith to the skills contest.
Relax.
All right, let's relax here.
There's no defensive slides in the skill contest.
There's no defense. Niko to the skills contest.
Dude.
He's got a dunk though.
You know, they had 3
Niko can
games
dunk.
Sometimes.
I mean,
I love Niko.
He's dunked plenty.
He's a rim grazer kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian has
Phrasing.
some. Hold on, Brian has some breaking news for us. Apparently, somebody asked Jimmy about his agent's tweets and reports, and Jimmy says, "I fucking love it. I love it. I'm all for the back and forth."
He ain't going nowhere.
What do you think? What do you think he means by that?
Jimmy likes to argue. I feel like he does that for fun.
My favorite thing about this whole Jimmy saga is Ethan going on Twitter and being like, "We've been reporting this for months," and Ethan has. And then he's like, "Barry, tell him we've been doing this for months." Barry's like, "Yep, this is pretty much. There's nothing new here. That's the Ethan thing. There's nothing new here."
Yeah,
I mean, he's right.
He's right. No, Ethan's 100% right. 5 reasons. Chat says shortest quote from Brian on the 5 reasons has been all over that story. They've been pretty consistent, and they've said this for years. They've been saying it for years, and I have thought that was funny.
Do you see what Windhorse reported?
What did Wendy say?
And like it's the same shit. Jimmy wants to stay, but Pat's not sure about an extension. I'm like, how is that a report?
They have to talk about it because Shams put something out there. But like even the thing that Shams put out there, I feel like that's been the case since the summer. So it is what it is. Like nothing's new.
The only thing that's new is Phoenix, which is fucking hilarious. Because I don't even know if there's any.
They really can't get him unless they do some Beal
Bradley
trade.
Beal has to be in the deal, and hopefully not here.
As Brian and Ethan said, if the Heat didn't want Beal before, why would they want him now? Especially when Herro is better than he is and he's cheaper.
Oh my god! Imagine Beal and Herro on the same court.
Herro wouldn't be here.
They would probably
and Herro's better than Beal right now.
Spo would figure out how to run out a Beal, Herro, and Terry lineup, and literally kill my fandom.
You know that Alf, before you got cut out, the Heat. Eric Reed had said this on the broadcast. The Heat had 3 games where they scored 120 in a row, and that's only like the second time that's ever happened. And this would have been, if they had scored 120 tonight, which they got to 114, it would have been the only time in Heat history. I could not have fathomed that going into this season, that this Heat team would set any kind of offensive record. And I think a lot of people have rightly criticized Spo. The changes to the offense have worked. They have.
Wait, have they?
I think.
But is this the same quote unquote offense that was
120 on Cleveland?
I know, but is this the same quote unquote offense that they were running in the preseason? Because it doesn't look the same to me.
No, they're running a lot. What's going on?
What the fuck is happening?
Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Alf!
Happy birthday!
I just wanted to tell
something
you
with the hand movements made the.
Oh man, what's going on? Yeah, man. No, they're running. I think they're not taking mid-range shots like at the volume rate that they used to last season. They're way more focused on kind of like actions that empty the corner and then fill them again. They have way more movement in those corners than they do. They're doing way.
But is that new off, or is like the chat saying it's just less Terry?
I think it's less Terry, and I think it's new offense. I think that they're running more stuff for their shooters. I think that they are running less
and more Dru.
That pass.
I mean, yeah. Last year they were literally the team who shot the most mid-range shots in all of basketball, and they've gone from first in that category to like 16th. So, and they've
really taken down their diet. I think that they're also posting up a lot less, and I think that for a while that worked because they were just getting a lot of favorable switches, and they would just kind of like get matchups that they thought they can win. And I kind of like that they're just not. Jimmy's the only guy that hunts a mismatch, and everybody else is kind of like just plays the game. And I kind of like that because they're not good at post-ups. They're not good at that. That's really cut into their diet of mid-range. I think that they're way more spread out. I think the lineups also say that. They always try to have shooters on the floor. This Alf, it's no more of these like, okay, we're going to fucking rock fight you lineups, that they would like to close quarters with.
Yeah.
They're just not doing that anymore. And they're trusting these guys to survive defensively. That's part of why they keep Bam in a drop. And I think it's worked. They're Alf, say what you want, they're watchable. Which I don't think
I will say ever since the change to the starting lineup, I've enjoyed this to watching. It's not just about the winning. Like that's one thing.
They have a top 10 offense.
Yeah, like I'm thoroughly enjoying watching this team play. Like
their offense is better than their defense. Who are they?
And honestly, like, and then the other thing was no more Jay Rich. Like, you got to think when at the beginning of this year, when we were like super frustrated, it was like there was no time in the game where there wasn't Terry or Jay Rich on the floor. Like, we were watching 48 minutes of those two guys. Like, no wonder we fucking hated this team.
And some of them, they were both on the court together.
Oh, God.
Double the misery.
The beginning of fourth quarters, just like till 6 minutes left, and then Jimmy comes in to try to salvage the bullshit. Like there's just, and I think a lot of us were saying after the beginning there was always a pretty good team somewhere in this roster. Spo just had to get to it, and Terry had to get hurt.
By the way, Chad just said Thomas Bryant was playing well. I know we kind of touched on it already. The fact that they didn't go to TB for the bench, they went to Niko for the backup 5. Just thank God, bro. Just thank God.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. I'm happy. Guys, we could close the show with this. I think that they're trending really, really well right now. I think that this is the best that this team has looked. What the fuck?
For you to say the best that this team has looked, and then Frankie put this on the screen, like,
is he trying to do that? He can't do that.
He tried.
He can't.
Did he try the Tyler snarl?
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there.
No, I know what it is. I just pulled up what Terry and Josh Richardson were on the court together. They were a minus 33 per 100 possessions.
That's all that's changed. They just stopped playing those guys, and they just
you know how, dude. That's
Alf when he sees Duncan and Terry together.